Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2 is one of the best shooters ever made. Again. Okay, you know what? I don't need to do the cool video essay intro thing again. I've already done that in my first video. And half of you stopped watching. That wasn't funny, guys. Don't do it again. But before I start, in this video I'm not going to talk about any of the stuff I've already talked about in my first video. So if you haven't seen that, bam, those are called special effects, by the way. Look it up. Go and watch that first. But please do come back. Like, I need you to come back. All good? Okay. This is Garden Warfare 2. No, it's backwards. In 2014, Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare was released to critical acclaim. It was clear that almost everyone loved this game for its characters, its surprisingly great gunplay, and the huge amount of replayability. So much so that in 2015, it reached a total of 6 million players worldwide. For comparison, in 1 year, Modern Warfare 2 reached 25 million players, which is more, but 6 million is pretty impressive for a game that features Cheeto DLC. So, expectedly, PopCap were eager to make a sequel as soon as possible. And so, at E3 2015, Jesus, how fast did they make this game? Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2 was announced. So, despite the panel itself not being any better than the first, fans of the first game were excited. The game was marketed as basically more Garden Warfare. Rather than reworking the game or removing features, PopCap was set on improving the core aspects of the game, and most of all adding way more content and quality of life features. Take notes. They also announced that they were going to put a big focus on constantly updating the game throughout its lifespan, which put to rest people's worries that they were going to crank out like 50 Garden Warfare games. And after 8 months of more trailers with copyrighted music and a short beta, Garden Warfare 2 was officially released on PS4, Xbox One, and somehow, I don't know how they did it, but somehow it is even better than the first one. Let me quickly speedrun what the premise of the game is, because I've already explained it in my first video. Garden Warfare is a third-person hero shooter franchise with 2 teams, Plants and Zombies. Each character has their own abilities, weapons, different variations, blah blah blah, no one cares. Talk about the new stuff, I'm bored. The most immediately apparent change is no longer, as a species, are we restricted to a home menu. Ew. Yucky. But now, there is a full-on hub world that you just spawn straight into. And not only is this where you access everything you could in the first game, like different game modes, characters, and yes, gambling, don't worry, but there's also single-player missions that you can progress through. In Garden Warfare 1, the closest thing to a single-player mode was Garden Ops, which wasn't really single-player. But in this game, there's pretty much an entire game's worth of content in the hub. There's mini-games, quests, secrets, and daily tasks that you can complete to level up and get currency, which was something the first game was lacking. It's also really useful for getting footage of the new characters. Oh. Garden Warfare 2 added 6 new readily available characters, 3 on the Plants and 3 on the Zombies. First up on the Plants is Kernel Corn. His main attack, called Cob Busters, is an automatic rifle. It's basically the plant equivalent of the foot soldier's gun. His first ability is Butter Barrage, which is pretty much an airstrike. His next ability is called Husk Hop, where he does the sickest thing I've ever seen, oh my god! You do a big flip and shoot downwards. His final ability is called Shock Shot, where he charges up and shoots a rocket that does a lot of damage. You ain't fooling me, PopCap. I know what you're doing. Automatic rifle, grenade, big jump, big rocket. This is just the foot soldier. While I understand why they want the Plants to have a character like the foot soldier, since he is the best character in the game, they could have changed it a little bit more. The airstrike and leap abilities are different enough, but come on, this is literally the same. Still goes an A tier though. Next up is there. The Rose is a very unique character. Her main attack is called Magic Thistles, which fires slow-moving projectiles that actually home in on targets. They don't do much damage because of this, but All you need to do is hover your crosshair over the enemy, and it's almost guaranteed to hit. Her first ability is called Time Snare, where she throws a grenade that slows down any zombies in its radius. Her next ability is called Arcane Enigma, which makes you invulnerable for a limited time, but at a cost of the power's length, you can damage nearby zombies. Her last ability is called Goatify, which, just straight up, turns zombies into goats. I guess someone must have used that one on me. I honestly thought this character wasn't gonna be that good, but she's so easy. I barely even have to aim, I love it. But I do feel like her abilities are a little lacking, mostly because I've hit a total of 0 people with the GOAT ability. B tier. And finally for the plants, you've got Citron. Citron is Wrecking Ball from Overwatch, except it came out before Overwatch, so in reality, Wrecking Ball is Citron from Garden Warfare. His main attack is Orange Beam, and they didn't lie. It does pretty horrific damage, to be honest, but it is very accurate. His first ability is EM Peach, which is a very clever name. It's a stun grenade that prevents zombies from using their abilities. His next ability is Citron Ball, which turns you into a ball, which makes this the fastest character in the game by far. While in ball form, you can use a speed boost ability to go even faster, or go bowling. His last ability is Peel Shield, where you put up a shield that you can shoot through, but enemies can't. Overall, I think that Citron is very fun to play, but he isn't very good. He's good at not dying, but he's also not very good at killing people. D tier. Now, onto the zombies. First up is Captain Deadbeard. He has 2 main attacks, Scatter Shot and Spyglass Shot. When not aiming down sights, you shoot a shotgun blast that only works at close range, but when aiming, it becomes a long-range weapon. His first ability is called Barrel Blast, not to be confused with the Donkey Kong Wii game, Barrel Blast. You hop inside a barrel, Mario Party 2 style, which shields you from damage, and if you light the fuse, you can blow up any plants near you. His next ability is Parrot Pal. By using it, you gain control of a flying parrot that you can use to not only shoot people with, but even launch airstrikes on people too. Oh, come on! And finally, he has Cannon Rodeo, where you hop on a big cannon and you can shoot people. B tier. Next up is Super Brainz, with a Z on the end. Which makes it cool. This is the zombie's melee character. He attacks by punching enemies, but he can also shoot a laser out of his fists when aiming. His first ability is Super Ultra Ball, which is a Hadouken, but purple. He next has the Turbo Twister, where he spins around very fast and sucks in any nearby plants, damaging them. And finally, he has Heroic Kick, which launches you forward, dealing damage. This character is so fun. Unless you're going up against a surprisingly common return of Jesus H. Christ, you can absolutely decimate an entire team if they just don't turn around. The abilities are fun, he has great movement, and punching people is so much easier than shooting people. A tier. And finally, there's the Imp. And this is the most complex character in the entire game. His main attack is 2 automatic pistols that have a ridiculous fire rate. His first ability is Gravity Grenade, which sucks in any nearby plants into its center, making them a very easy target. He next has Imp Kata, where he spins around rapidly while shooting. Now this character has very low health, but that's because his last ability is a mech suit. It takes some time to charge up, but once it's available, you can call in a mech, which completely changes how the character's played. Your primary weapon is a laser that does very high damage, but overheats over time. The first mech ability is Missile Madness, where you shoot tons of high damaging missiles. I can't lie, this is very broken. Next up, you have Explosive Escape, which is basically a self-destruct. And finally, you have Robo Stomp, where you stomp down, crushing any zombies near you. This character is too good. He's going in S tier because I am scared of what will happen if I put him any lower. Now you may think that's every character, but no. What if I told you that there are 2 secret unlockable characters, Torchwood and Hover Goat 3000. What do I think about them? Well, I wouldn't know. I never unlocked them. Listen, I tried, okay? I tried very hard. You have to unlock this entire secret area, which involved me having to glitch through a wall. And then I found out it would take me like a month to unlock everything. I don't have a month to spare. I have to make video and take a nap. You're both going in E tier. Overall, I think that the addition of these characters are great. In the first game, the plants were kind of dominated by the zombies, but the new characters balance out the teams a lot more. While, yes, everyone still prefers the zombies. That's just how it's always gonna be. It's a cruel world. Okay, onto the modes. Garden Warfare 2 didn't introduce any groundbreaking new game modes, but what they did do is improve the modes they'd already made, such as Graveyard Ops and Herbal Assault. These game modes are basically the opposite of the first game's main modes. Graveyard Ops is exactly the same as Garden Ops, except you're a zombie, and there are plant fiend enemies and bosses. And Herbal Assault is the same as Gardens and Graveyards, except the plants are on attack and the zombies defend. Now, while initially this might not seem like much, this makes the game objectively better. To clarify, they didn't replace the original game modes, which means you now have even more options for how you want to play. Also, Gardens and Graveyards and Herbal Assault are bundled into one game mode, which means that you're going to get even more variety in each match. Being a plant no longer means that you're definitely going to be defending, which is great, but rather than just focusing on the game modes in this video, I need to talk about the maps. In Garden Warfare 1, most of the maps were pretty similar. They took place in different locations, but they all felt like they were in the same world. In this game, they went insane. There's a desert map, a snow map, the moon, Japan. I like the maps in the first game, but these are unbelievable. For a nearly 10-year-old game, this looks beautiful. The different locations and themes add so much colour to this game instead of everything having this green tint. So I can pretty safely say this game's maps are better than the first. In fact, I can very safely say that because the one returning map sucks. The only Garden Warfare 1 map in this game is Walnut Hills, which is a good choice. Why does it look like this? I don't know why, but this map looks way worse in this game than in the first game, which doesn't really make sense. Additionally, they made the decision to, on this map specifically, disable the new characters. Why? What's the point of bringing this map back if you're gonna stop people from using this game's characters? The main argument is that it's supposed to be a classic mode that plays just like Garden Warfare 1. You know what I'd play if I wanted to play something like Garden Warfare 1? Okay, aside from that slight hitch, it's pretty clear that this game is a huge step up from the first. But what is the game like now? Well, it's time to find out. Well, before I get into the game's current state, it's impossible to ignore the big problem this game has. Hackers. This game has had a cheating problem for a while, and recently it's gotten much worse, with hackers being able to straight up ban anybody they want, which made getting footage for this game feel like I was in a creepypasta where I bought this game from a yard sale and a possessed Crazy Dave could kill me at any moment. But I was brave. I put on my big brave boots and brave socks and more, and I didn't end up getting banned. I risked my life for this YouTube channel. Alright, here we go. This is the easiest game I've ever played in my life. I'm just holding down click. Maybe what I could do is I can sneak around. Maybe what I can do is, me and this guy know what's up. Alright, calm down, mate. 14?! 14?! Did a bomb just go off? Alright, why does Crazy Dave look like that? I'm behind you, you stupid bloody shrimp! Big jump! Big jump! Big jump! Alright, I've got a new strategy for how to win if you're playing as a plant. Shit. You can tell I'm desperate. I'm playing Chomper. Just give me one kill. Just one kill's all I want. Just one. Like this guy. Oh, never mind. He decided to go to heaven instead. Gimme! Ah! Just one kill. Please, just one singular kill. That's all I want. I don't care. I don't like that you're 3D. Yes! Yes! Oh my god, oh my god, you just scared the shit out of me. Alright, this is getting ridiculous now. Where is his ass? You know what, I'm just gonna say it. This generation would not last 10 minutes in the oven. After playing Garden Warfare 2 both in current year and for the first time, I have come to the conclusion that yeah, alright, it's better than the first one. The nostalgic part of me wishes I could say, oh, the first one's way better. If you didn't play the first one, you missed out. Unlucky babies. But this game is just more fun. Aside from the current hacker issue, which by the time you're watching this video might not even be a problem anymore, I am in love with how easy it is to have fun in this game. When I revisited the first game, I had to search for a game. Okay, the search failed. Well, I'll search again. Oh, okay, I'm in this time. Alright, there's nobody here. I'll leave. I'll choose a different game mode. Okay, alright, I'm finally in. Okay, there's people, great. Okay, the game's already ended. Whereas in this game, I can just do what I want. There aren't tons of people playing this game nowadays, but there's way more than the first. I had no issues finding matches for pretty much every game mode, and the addition of bot matches is so useful. You can still get XP, do challenges, and get coins from them, so if you don't want to run into any hackers or are playing at like 2 AM getting last minute footage, you can. Although, anytime I set it on anything harder than normal, I got destroyed, so either the bots are too good or I'm... No, it's definitely the bots. While I was making this video, I discovered that this game actually still has a pretty big community. People are still playing every day. There's tons of content being made about the game, and unlike the first game, it doesn't feel like a relic of its time. This game is no different to any other modern game, except it doesn't have a battle pass. So if you were to ask me which game is the better purchase, I would 100% say Garden Warfare 2. And if this video somehow reaches EA, if by the time this video is out, the whole banning players problem hasn't been solved, please do something about it. For the sake of all the people who've played this game for years, you know, it's kind of the least you could do. And if you want to, like, you know, pay me for the free promotion I'm giving you game, just like click that and send me, I don't know, like 50 grand. Thank you for watching, please subscribe, and if this video reaches 30,000 likes, I will talk about the not so good third game.